So we left off with you entering into the politician's bedroom, his special room, his nice room.
His love room.
Whoa, you're taking it way too far.
Yeah, else you think he doesn't hear?
Sit by the fireplace, roast some marshmallows, read a book, change clothes, sleep,
Marshmallows back then?
sit at the vanity. I don't know if they had marshmallows back then. Probably not, honestly.
On the
Jesse, can you not fall over for 5 minutes?
I want to sit on the vanity. I'm the politician now.
Yeah, I locked you in place and then it didn't work. Anyway, all right. So you've walked into, or I'm sorry, you've secretly slipped into the
Slither.
the politician's bedroom, specifically Torin's bedroom, Torin Lambal.
Yep.
So now that you're in his bedroom, what would you like to do, sir?
Take a nap. No.
All right.
I'm
Roll
gonna
for
go,
nap.
I'm gonna go over to this vanity over here.
Okay.
Looking what's in here.
Um,
There's drawer.
you're gonna look inside the vanities drawers. Okay. Go ahead and roll an investigation check for the entire
Oh
vanity.
my gosh.
You find.
Why?
All right. So you walk in, you eye the room, and you notice the vanity, and you're like, all right, vanity, vain. Politicians are vain, right? Yeah, he's got to have some good stuff in there. So you walk over to it, and you open some of the drawers, and you open some of the cabinets. You find a brush. You find a small tin. It's a small tin, and you open it, and you look at it, and it's got this weird thing of cotton or wool, and some powder on it. And it kind of reminds you of flour. And you're just kind of what's this junk? And you toss it back in the drawer. You open up another drawer, and you find this piece of cloth, and you're just kind of like, all right, why is there a piece of cloth in here? So you toss that back in the drawer. You look in one of the other drawers, and you end up finding what looks to be a mess of hair. You can't tell if it's animal hair or human hair. It's just this weird pile of hair, and you're like, ugh. And you very carefully pick it up and look at it, and then just flick it back in, and you shut the door.
Okay, I'm done with the vanity.
Okay.
Head over to this wardrobe right here.
Okay.
Investigation check.
Yeah.
Or to the okay.
16.
Okay,
Okay.
so 16 plus 19.
Okay. So you're still a little confused about what it means to be beautiful in the eyes of humans and the lengths of what they go through. You're looking in here, and you see this weird stiff ribbed it.
What is it, Cody?
I'm trying to. It's like a piece.
Stiff
It's
ribs.
it's a piece of cloth that is
Okay.
stiff on the sides, and it's a little ribbed, and it's got lacing up the back.
Okay.
So you see that there are some relatively nice looking robes, but they're kind of thick and bulky. You see. Trying to think of what else a politician might have in his wardrobe. You see some pants hanging on some hangers. You see a few nice button-up shirts. Nothing in here that quite strikes you as really expensive or nice or worth your time to try and pack in your backpack.
Uh, check the pockets, of course.
Okay. So you look inside the pockets. Um, None of the shirts really have any pockets. The robes are just kind of meh. You fish through some of the pants pockets and you'd find some lint. You find
More hair.
you yeah, you find some more hair. It's weird. You find a dog's tongue. You're like, oh, what's this doing in there? No, I'm just kidding. Um, and then after sifting through all of them, you find about 4 pieces of silver.
Interesting. I don't say to myself as I pocket it.
You're just kind of like, all right, silver, sure, why not? All right, roll another investigation check. Dear
It
God.
is to be dressing.
You know what? You look at the dresser and you don't even have to open it to know what's in there. You immediately know that there are nice suits in there. These are suits that he uses to dress up for anything that he might be going to, any event, any social. Very nice suits, some nice boots down in the bottom. Um, high quality fabric and that sort of thing. But again, they're pretty bulky.
So nothing I can.
I mean, you could take it, but you have the feeling that if you were to take these and try to sell them, it would not be worth the amount of effort and bulk that they are to steal and sell.
Oh, do I know there's like nice cloth and everything?
Um, I mean, it's made out of like, maybe some silk or some velvet, but again, it's one of those things that's like,
Not like cut a piece.
yeah, like because it's already tailored, if you were to like cut off like the sleeve of the jacket, like what's someone going to do with the sleeve? Like it's not like you found like
Nice
a
cloth.
yeah. Well, it's not like you found a
Nah,
bolt
yeah,
of
I
silk that they
understand.
could tailor into something.
Here's a sleeve. Okay, yeah, I mean, I checked the pockets, of course.
Yeah, you don't find anything in these. These are well kept and well cleaned. Nothing left
What
in there.
you
Nothing
said
forgotten.
when I rolled a 20 was you know what's inside and there's nothing in there before I even opened it.
See, that's the thing is that you haven't even opened the wardrobe. You just know this.
Okay.
Yeah, you're just staring at it. Um, you do, however, recall seeing an important square piece of cloth recently. You just can't place it. Looking at all the nice silk, you're like, I feel like this is something that I've seen and felt before. Like it kind of rings a bell with you.
Okay. Feel like I know what you're trying to get at.
Maybe.
Maybe not. There's a square piece of cloth in there,
I just said that. Wait, in where?
isn't it? Or the dresser. Wait, what are you talking about when you
Um,
say that?
what I'm saying is that when you obviously you didn't just stare at the dresser and go, "Oh, I already know what's in there." You did
Yeah,
look in there and you saw it. But looking at and feeling the cloth, something kind of like tinges in your mind. You're like, "This cloth feels familiar," and if this cloth is nice, I know I touched something recently that was made of the same cloth that was a lot more compact. That would probably be worth taking, but I can't remember where I saw it or what it was. Just that it was a square piece of cloth.
yeah. Okay. So there's a square piece of cloth.
Somewhere. You just don't remember where. You have no idea.
Oh,
Apparently.
okay.
Unless you remember coming across a square piece of cloth at all through this adventure.
Okay.
Do what?
I said okay. I'll be thinking about it.
Yeah. Something to, tuck back in the memory banks.
Let's go to the small desk.
The bedside table or the reading pedestal?
This desk small.
Oh, I guess it does say that, doesn't it? Okay. You don't need an investigation check for this one. You look it over. I don't think it actually has any drawers or anything in it. Let me double check
That
the.
was a drawer.
Yeah, no. You look at it. It looks to just be kind of like a reading podium. It's got
Okay.
what looks to be a bill or a law or something that he seems to be reviewing. Can you read?
Oh, common English, but
You can speak. But can you read? Is that a point that we ever made to understand? Is if you can read languages.
I don't know.
All right. Well, let's take a quick character diving moment, like we've done so many times before. Would you feel that Smeggle, your character, at any point in his life would have learned how to read? Obviously, if you think he would have learned to have read as a chieftain's son in his clan, then sure, you can at least understand Goblin and any written language of Goblin, I guess. That would make sense.
I don't think that of Goblin as a chieftain, but as, a slave, like take orders and everything, like written orders and stuff like that.
True. I guess there could be some written orders. Do you want to say that you have like a base understanding of reading, like big
A
words,
basic, yeah.
like big words are just kind of like, all right, that's over my head. But small things like tavern, inn, go west, directions, like that sort of thing would be pretty easily to understand.
Yeah, more broken, not so fluent.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That works. That makes sense. Um, Yeah, so you're looking at this piece of paper. There's a lot of big words on it. A lot of things that don't like you're picking up a few things here and there, but without the whole picture, it's just kind of like it doesn't make much sense and it doesn't seem to affect you.
Okay.
As far as you can tell, some words on there are like you can kind of make out illegal. You can make out species. You kind of understand what a species is.
Yeah.
Occasionally, race. Something like that. You can make out human. You can make out homes. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Just stuff like that, bits and pieces.
Okay. I feel like I don't pay too much attention.
Okay.
Bedside cabinet.
Alrighty. So your track record with bedside tables, would you like to
It's not the best. Yes.
would you like to investigate it?
Yeah. They are my enemy.
6 plus
Proof.
6 plus what?
Plus so be 3 because 2 intelligent. Well, for my investigation skill, and +1 for intelligence.
All right. Yeah, so you start sifting through it really quickly. It seems to be mostly empty. There's not much in there. You find literally like 2 copper pieces that seem to be like shoved to the back of the drawer.
Yeah. Worth the heist.
That's it. You've gone positive. All the money that you've spent to do this heist is now worth it. You are good to go.
Cody, you're making this thinking about this cloth thing just stuck in my mind now.
Yeah, that was the point.
Roll a history check
Um,
because you said if I don't remember something, I could always do a history check, and if I roll really well,
all right. But if you do that, you will have to sit down and think about it for, let's say, 10 minutes. If you want to hide under the bed or something and do it, hide in the wardrobe and do it, you just have to stop and think real hard about it.
okay. Since I did so well with my wardrobe,
You're gonna
actually, okay. First, I'm gonna check the rest of these, the
Okay.
cabinet and the this chest right here,
Okay.
which doesn't say there's anything there for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know why, but there's definitely a chest there. All right, so you're investigating the chest next. Okay. Are you doing this quickly or are you taking your time?
In like investigating. Oh, I'm gonna be taking my time with this
Okay. With the chest, you're going to be taking your time?
because it looks important.
Okay. After. Okay, so you open up the chest. It's not locked, it's just a cedar chest at the foot of the bed. Um, After spending like 5 to 8 minutes sifting through it, you pull out some bed linens. You pull out. You pull out a spare pillow. You pull out a small box. You pull out. Let's see what else would be in there. Um, yeah, I think that's really about it. You pull out some spare linens and a pillow, and then at the very bottom is going to be this small box.
Okay, first I'm gonna observe it. Does it look like that cigar box that was described? Work.
All right, I'm going to have you tell me. Do you remember what the box was supposed to look like?
It was gonna be a small wooden box. It looks like a cigar case.
Do you remember any details about it?
Damn it, maybe I should take notes.
Roll a history check.
No, 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 don't fall off. No.
Where did it go? Wait, it fell off? Oh, here it is. Reroll.
Woohoo!
Natural 20.
I know what exactly it is.
All right, so you remember specifically this orc because this was a very important detail to the heist. It was the make it or break it for this heist. You remember very, very specifically that the box that you're looking for is a black ebony box. It's a black ebony wood box with metal like casing on the corners, kind of like impact casing, so that way if it were to be dropped, it wouldn't chip or anything like that. With a metal kind of Celtic vine weaving design across the top to make it a very ornate looking box. And when you recall what that roughly looks like in your mind and you look at this box, you realize, firstly, this box is just made out of a simple, like, light colored wood. And it has none of that metal covering whatsoever. In fact, you look at it.
Ended this thing like an idiot. Just took this thing and left.
Well, if you had rolled low, I would have basically told you you can't remember. It could be the box. It might not be the box.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm just lucky.
And so
Okay.
you could have taken it and ran, or you could have.
I'm gonna take this and run. And my pay is what's in this manor.
Yeah, that's true. But you got to think of the repercussions if you flake out on a deal.
Why would I flake out on this deal? I mean, like I'd find this box.
Right, but like if you, I'm just saying, like if you decided to take it and run and didn't get the right thing, like that wouldn't be good. You'd have to come back.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Or if you decided to just like straight up run altogether away, like if you discovered that it wasn't, if that wasn't what you were looking for, you decided to run, like that would be bad.
Yeah, I'm not okay. I get it. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna take this box and open what's inside.
You can't hide what's inside. All right, yeah, the box isn't even locked. It's no issue whatsoever. You pry it open, and inside is it's a little statuette. It's like a tiny little statue, a carved statue made out of bone.
Interesting.
Um, Hold on, I just realized that I'm missing. I think I'm missing a figure. I don't remember where I placed him.
Know what you meant by the cloth.
You do or don't?
That son of a bitch.
What? You do or don't
Meant by
remember?
I do remember.
Okay, we'll see. But
But
yeah,
this, okay.
so the carved bone statuette, it's just an intricate. It's not like too greatly defined, but it's a nice piece of carved bone there. Um, and you feel like this would probably heft a decent price. Just looking at it, it seems pretty nice.
Okay. I take it.
Okay, you stuff it in your backpack.
Yep. Do we want to put it in the treasure chest?
Um,
Actually, you have like a stone, like a little wooden statue I can put in there. Cody, you're making a plot.
what do you mean I'm making a plot?
I know what you meant by the cloth.
All right, what do you think I meant by the cloth?
Well, I want to make sure. When I looked at the cloth, what did it look like?
Which cloth?
In this cloth in the dresser.
You were just feeling the cloth of the suits.
Not actually see it.
No. So what I was telling you was when you looked at and felt the cloth of the suits, it triggered something in your mind. You remembered that feeling. You realized I felt this before. And understanding that these suits are made of a fine cloth and are probably expensive, you remember feeling another cloth recently that felt of the same texture. And you understand that cloth, because it was smaller than this huge suit, could be easily tucked away and could potentially be sold for something.
I was thinking something different, as I thought you meant like I saw it, and I remember something from my past.
Oh, no, no, not at
I
all.
was thinking that this cloth was the color of the war party that killed my.
No, I haven't even gotten that far into it. I mean,
I would have killed this guy.
there's another plot point that would be revealed in this if you were,
All right.
I guess, investigative enough. I really thought that you maybe understood what I just told you, because almost everything that I described to you, well, everything I described to you has a reason. I'm describing it for a reason. Not everything is important, but there are sometimes things that I'll mention that could be important, that I kind of throw away for you to pick up on.
Unless it was my pants.
It wasn't your pants. Tell you what, I will tell you all the things that you may have missed, almost missed, or did miss, or anything like that after this is done.
I don't feel like a dummy if I don't remember something.
I honestly don't blame you for not remembering.
This was probably something subtle, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you have the bone statuette. You're standing there.
Oh, I know what it might be.
You're standing there.
Okay, okay.
I took a sip of water and started choking. You're standing there reminiscing about the hunters that came in and murdered your family. What do you do? What's next?
I just kind of shake it off, but I keep going.
Okay.
I'm gonna go over to this. Oh
So that one. All right. Roll an investigation check.
gosh.
A lot of checks today. Let's see if they'll cash. All right. You actually passed the difficulty class that I needed you to.
Nice.
So you shake off the reminiscing that you're doing, and you just kind of go back to like your instincts, your natural instincts, and you stop thinking too hard about what's happened. You understand where you are now, and that gives you that gives you the little bit of bonus that you need as you start sifting through this, and your hand catches something, and something skitters across the drawer that you were digging through. Like you smack it, and it skips across the drawer, and you pick it up and look at it, and you see a small golden ring.
Hmm.
And looking at that, you absolutely understand this will be worth a pretty penny.
I tuck it away.
All right, you stuff that thing down your pants. You give yourself a cock ring. No problem whatsoever.
Okay.
I know exactly what you were doing.
And I just swiftly go through the sofa and the couch and just tuck my hand under.
All right, yeah, you don't find anything tucked away in the couches. They're just there. That cloth is going to bother you, isn't it? That's all right. You've got the rest of this campaign to remember.
This mission or whatever.
Yeah, because
Okay.
once you leave here, you don't want to return to the scene of the crime.
Um. Okay. Well,
Oh, did you want to try and take the time, the like 10 minutes or so, to try and remember?
sit on this couch.
I'm gonna sit on that couch. All right.
Uh. Wardrobe.
You're gonna hide in the wardrobe.
Yep.
All right. So I'm not even gonna make you roll for that. I mean, it's simple enough. You climb into the wardrobe and shut the door, and you hide in there. Anyone who walks in here is just gonna be like, "All right, it's an empty room. What's the matter?" However, I will make you roll a history check to see if you can recall anything. That's 10 plus, I think it's like 1, so 11. So,
Intellect. So +1. Yeah.
yeah. So you sit there in the dark of the cabinet, just thinking really hard to yourself. You're thinking, all right, those suits reminded me of something that I touched. It was a small piece of cloth. But where was it? When did I see it? And that's all you can really think of is just that recently, very recently, you touched a small piece of cloth, you handled it, and you can't remember where it was, but just that you know it was recently.
Dirty, dirty.
And I'll give you a time frame of recently. Let's say so including the 10 minutes that you just spent in the closet within the last, let's say, 15 minutes of you, like 15, 20 minutes of you exploring the house.
Okay.
So within the past, 15, 20 minutes of you exploring the house, you came across this thing.
Piece of cloth. I came within contact within 15 minutes.
15, 20 minutes, yep.
15, 20 minutes. It must have been something I looted.
What are you doing?
Okay.
I mean, still think about it, but I also need you to make actions here too, because
Okay, yeah. So I'm done thinking. I'm kind of peering out the left door so I can see this way.
okay,
Make sure there's nothing.
Yeah, you. There's no one in there. You haven't heard anything in this room.
I hop out.
Okay.
And I'm gonna do the investigation on the door just to check there's no one out there.
Okay. Roll investigation.
Oh,
Or roll. I'm sorry. Roll perception. Did it
just
land in
got
the?
stuck.
Pick it up and roll again then. All right. So
There's something with me and one. Okay, so I can roll really high or very low.
that's honestly D&D in a nutshell.
Yeah.
It's either 20s or it's ones. It's like flipping a coin at this point. All right. So you've done this countless times tonight. You're familiar with it. You know what you're doing. You lay down on your belly. You look under the crack and you look down the hallway and it looks empty. You don't see anything down there. You don't hear anything down there.
I still do my peering thing though.
Okay. So you slowly start opening the door. Unfortunately, with the way it swings, you have no vision of the this door over here.
Okay.
And it slowly starts kind of like opening up your vision this way. So as you slowly do it, you open it up and you see no one down the hallway.
Okay. Well, then I peer around to this side.
All right, so you try without opening the door too much to peer around, and you don't see anyone here either.
Oh, God, Lord. Like, that could have ended really badly. Ah, jeez. Let's go to... Cloth!
Do you remember the other thing that you were gonna grab before you left?
That little, urn thing.
Okay, I wanted to make sure. I wanted to make sure.
Link to the cloth at all? Is that what you're saying?
No, I figured you forgot one thing, you might forget another. I would have laughed.
I remember the urn. I'm thinking it was when I went into that little closet, and I don't know if it's important. That's the thing. Like, is it just something?
It could be something important to the story, or it could just be another trinket that you can use to get some more money.
I know the only other thing I touched was the wheat.
Oh, that would have been a lot longer than like 15, 20 minutes ago.
Great.
So you start out into the hallway.
Yep.
And once you get out into the hallway, which way are you going? Okay. So as you start walking down the hallway, you hear this door over here start to open, and you watch it as the door opens. And
I quickly duck behind here.
And at the same time, this guy steps out. So I want you to go ahead and roll me a stealth check.
Please don't critically fail.
So
I am a shadow.
So, dear God, Jesse. When it matters. When it comes to loot, you suck. When it comes to survival, you're fine.
I become one of the rogues.
That's funny. What I was getting ready to say was, so this guy, he comes out and he turns the corner and he starts walking down. As he comes out the door, you literally duck around the corner and then dive under the rug.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So there's just this giant lump in the middle of the rug, and this guy comes walking along and just walking this way and walks right past you, and he's gone. You literally hid under the rug. No problem. He didn't even step on you. He somehow managed to walk right over you. You have no idea. He didn't realize it. You were good.
That made it so easy for me. Because I was just worried about like, oh my gosh, if he doesn't see me, where am I gonna go?
Yeah, you would have had to have like run through this door here and tried to stay quiet, but
Okay,
good
so
luck.
I continue to since I saw him come out of this door, I'm gonna do the investigation against the door.
Okay. Go ahead and roll that check for me. All right. So again, something you're very used to. You get down on your belly. You look under there. You recognize the same scene you saw earlier, just without the boots that are right there.
I'm gonna do the peering
Okay.
in.
So you slowly start to open the door. You begin to see a bookcase right here. That's the wooden contraption that you saw. And a little bit more open, there's a gap between the bookcase and another one right there. And here's the other bookcase.
Hmm.
Um, and that's about as much as you can see without opening the door fully.
Not poke my head around the side to
Okay.
look in.
As you poke your head around the side, you notice a library
All right.
stacked with many books. Many, many, many books.
There's like in.
Do what?
I'm going in the room.
Okay. So you walk into the room, and again, it's a pretty nice library. Books everywhere. A lot of these bookshelves are empty, or mostly empty, because all the books are stacked here on the tables. Various books of varying sizes, tomes, small books, big books of literature, scrolls, many pieces of vellum, all over the place. What dost thine do?
Hear me?
No, I didn't hear you.
Oh, I said vellum. You said
Yeah, it's a type of parchment. Vellum. Vellum is prepared animal skin or membrane used as a material for writing on. The term is derived from the Latin word vitellinum, meaning made from calf. So it's animal skin that was turned into paper, basically,
I
writing
feel
material.
like I'm going to mostly in this room be scanning for that box. So anything that looks remotely like the box. I'm not looking for per se,
You're not looking for what per se?
but more for the box if it were in this room.
Okay, so you're not looking for any treasures, just the box.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, Go ahead and make a perception check around the room for me. Okay, so that's 14 plus 6. 5? 5. So 19. Um, so you kind of scan the room. You don't see like any place that looks like it might be a safe. You don't see anything that looks like it might be housing a small box. You don't see any wooden boxes on the tables or anything anywhere. None of the bookshelves look suspicious or anything like that at a moment's notice. Um, the only thing that really catches your eye that stands out is some stuff on this table over here. But nothing in the way of like, oh, I've found a box or anything like that. That's just the only table that looks near different.
I'm gonna head over to this table,
Okay.
investigate what's on it.
All right.
If it really should take an investigation check to just look what's on the table.
Um, it's more like identifying anything of import. So roll your investigation check.
8, 9.
Um, so you look at the table. There's a scroll on the table. There are some books on the table. And then there's the weird statue of a skull that just kind of creeps you out with like large fangs and its brain, and you can tell it's made out of metal. Um, but other than that, nothing really like catches your eye. You just notice you.
The brain skull thing.
What's that?
I touch the skull thing, like
Yeah.
opening or something.
Yeah. You can. You touch it. It feels like metal. Um, it's a darker metal color. Not like black, but like darker, as in. Gosh, coming from the color deficient guy, this is awesome. Um,
Like ebony
it's more of like a reddish type color, so like maybe copper or bronze or something like that.
Yep.
Um, but you pick it up, you kind of turn it over. It doesn't look to have any hinges or buttons or any secret compartments on it. You kind of shake it, and there's nothing too important or special on it.
I pick up one of the scrolls on the table and look at it.
Okay. Um, so again, you not one for big words and reading. You pick up one of the scrolls. Go ahead and roll me. I'll make this just a general intelligence check, not even a investigation check. A 5. So you look at the scroll. Again, not one for big words. You kind of look at it, you unfurl it. Some of the words on it are, weird looking to you. You don't understand them very much at all. You do understand a few of the words. One of them being one of them being. I'm trying to think of a good word. One of them being understand. One of them being know. One of them being like KNOW. One of them being identify. One of them being, which is a big word for you. You're surprised you understand that. But
5.
yeah, but other than that, that's all you got.
Put it back down.
Okay.
And like I said, I scan the room looking mostly for the box. I'm not looking for a treasure in this room.
Okay.
So I'm gonna here in this door and do my little investigation.
All right. Give me just a second. I'm making notes for myself. On which rooms you have looted and which rooms you have not looted.
All right.
Because after all these broken up sessions, I don't quite remember. Okay, so you said you're going to appear into this next room?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So roll your investigation checks, sir.
Hey, where's my die? Hey, it's 18.
18. Okay, so yeah, you get down, press your ear up against it, you look in there, and you... Sorry, I'm covering up these other rooms before I forget. I think I got them all. So yeah, you look in there. You immediately are able to identify another rug on the floor. This guy really likes his rugs. You see some, the rugs like right there. You see some wooden structures again along this wall. One over here. You see one over here. And you can see the corner of one right here.
Okay, so I'm gonna appear into the room as long as I didn't hear really anyone talking or anything.
No, you didn't hear anyone. It seems to be pretty quiet. There is a faint glow of some light in there, though.
I'm gonna slowly open it.
Okay, so it just so happens that, again, the door opens and all you see is the corner at first, out the window. And then you can see this scroll case over here. You see a scroll case over here. And then Do you want to open it more, peer your head in around?
Yeah, open it more.
Okay, so you open it more. You're able to see a second scroll case. You see a dresser with some stuff on it. It's got a book, some more scrolls, and something that looks like it would hold some pages. Um, and then a little bit more, and you see another dresser over here again with another scroll, and this time it's got kind of like an easel, like an architect's easel that would like hold schematics and scrolls of paper open for them.
So I'm just gonna peer my head around and look inside, and it looks clear, and then I go in.
Yeah, so you look in there and it looks absolutely clear. You look around, you see some bookshelves, you see a desk with I think a scale or a scale on it to measure like weight of stuff. You see a pen and quill, an open book on the desk. Um, yeah.
Yes. I'm inside.
Okay, so you go inside, and you can surmise that the place you just left was the library, and the place you are now entering is the office.
So what piques my interest first is this desk.
Okay.
Pop at the book.
All right. The book on top seems to be. It seems to be a book. From what you can understand, it's got some pictures on it, which you like. You like pictures. I mean, you're not dumb or stupid by any stretch of the imagination, but pictures make everything easier for anyone who's trying to read a book. So you enjoy pictures.
Yes.
And you see pictures of like glyphs of circles. You identify a few words in there. One that says gold. One that says salt. One that says lead. You can kind of sound out a word that looks like alchemy, maybe. You're not.
Alchemy. But that's my.
Yeah, no, it says alchemy. You see a few other words on there, such as like potion. Do you want to flip through the pages or?
I'm not gonna worry about it.
Okay.
I feel.
Okay.
And now I'm gonna look through the drawers of these. It looks like a lot of drawers, so I'm just gonna make one roll, or.
Um, Go ahead and make a roll. Go ahead and make an investigation roll. Okay.
12. So +3 is 15.
Yeah. So 3 for investigation.
2 because of my skill, and 1 for my
Oh, that's
intelligence.
right. You're proficient in it. Okay. Yeah. So you pull open the first drawer, and inside there is some books and some spare pens. You pull open the second drawer, and there looks to be a wooden box, not the kind you're looking for. It's just it looks like a wooden cigar box. You open up.
Well, before I do that, I'm gonna open the cigar box.
Okay. You open the cigar box, and there's tobacco in it.
Uh, I mean, I know tobacco is something you can sell, but I don't feel like that's really anything worth.
Okay.
It was a luxury for noblemen.
Yeah. It might as well be tobacco. I was gonna say, well, it's not tobacco exactly. It's like some other type of herb, but it doesn't matter. It's basically tobacco. It's used to smoke for pleasure. It's not necessarily weed. I was just gonna say like some mythological
Okay, yeah, I
plant.
understand what you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or fantasy plant. But yeah, so it's just a box of tobacco, and there's a pipe in there as well. Nothing special about the pipe. It's just an old wooden pipe.
I'm gonna take the wooden pipe.
All right, you're gonna take the old wooden pipe.
Just keep it with me, yeah.
Okay. There you go. You got an old wooden smoking pipe.
Yep.
All right. And then the next drawer you open up, inside are a couple of bottles that are clanking together.
Okay.
And that's on this side of the desk.
Okay. Do I know what's in the bottles or no?
Do you want to take a look at the bottles? I'm sorry, I didn't hear if you said anything. It cut out.
Yes, I do.
Okay. All right, go ahead and roll me another investigation check. Because we all know you're so great at those. All right, 12, 15. All right, so you pull out some of the bottles. A few of them are empty. You pick up one, and it's absolutely clear. It doesn't look like there's anything in it, but it's heavier than the rest of them, and it feels like there's something in there. You can kind of hear something faintly sloshing around, but it looks like it's empty to you. And then you find another one that's got some like red viscous liquid in it.
Hmm. I leave it alone since I don't not very knowledgeable what's in those.
Okay, so you leave both potion bottles in there.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Let's take
Well,
a.
do I know if this red is like an iconic health potion or something?
Um.
Something like that.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have a rough idea of being around to understand that some of these potions could actually be of benefit. The red ones, yeah, basically kind of an iconic health potion. Um,
I would take it then, just that red one.
just the red one. Okay.
What?
What?
Yeah, I said yes, I would take it.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you take the red one, and you got a, I think it's a potion of minor healing. I gotta find potions again. Did I write that down? 331. Oh, it's probably under magic items, isn't it?
Maybe.
Oh, I've got the wrong handbook open. Give me a second. I realized I forgot to write that down. I knew I wanted you to find one, I just forgot to write it down. 331. Aha! Yes, here we are. Potions. Okay, so it's just a potion of healing. And a potion of healing. So there is no minor healing, it's just healing.
Okay.
Potion of healing. Yeah. 2d4 plus 2. There you go. You got yourself a potion of healing.
Cool. Now I'm gonna open the other drawers on the other side.
Okay, roll me another investigation check. All right. Natural freaking 20. It's about time. So yeah, you start sifting through the other side. You notice a small book, a small book about alchemy. And looking at the cover, it looks to have the visage of a face. Half of the face is. I'm gonna do this in stick figure art just so you can kind of get a good idea because I can't draw this as intricately as I want. But so imagine it's like half a face like this, and you can see the eye, and then there's another eye, but the other half of the face is gone, and he's got like a cloak around him, but again on the other half it is also gone. So it's like half of the body is showing and half of the body is gone.
Okay.
And again, it's an alchemy book, a potion making book, just a small handheld one.
Take that with me as well.
Okay.
Do I have like a carrying weight or something?
I'm basically mentally keeping track of the things that you're taking with you. You do have a certain weight, but not a lot of these stuff is gonna be like, super heavy. If you had taken like a suit, I would have been like, all right, you can't stuff anything else in your backpack. But these
Yeah.
small trinkets that you're taking should fit in there without any trouble. If you were to take like a lot of loud clinking stuff, it would make it harder for you to stealth. But you haven't taken many, and the potions that you were just looking at were relatively small. It wasn't like the large jars that you were looking at earlier.
Okay. So I continue.
Okay. Yeah. So you keep looking. You keep looking through the drawers. You find some other empty vials that are in there. Obviously, this guy apparently likes either likes his drinks or is practicing potion making. You can't quite tell. You fell over. You're just you're beside yourself. And then you open up another drawer. And when looking in there, you notice there is something a little bit different about this drawer. It doesn't seem to close all the way, as if there's something at the top that's keeping it.
I reach my hand under it, so like on the top to feel the top.
Okay.
Do I feel anything?
You feel something kind of like raised out of the around the lip. So like not the bottom of the drawer above it, but like the lip that is between the two drawers, that like little crossbar. You feel something raised there.
Okay. I'm trying to image what. Okay. It's something like I could pull.
Um, it doesn't feel like something you can pull down, but it does kind of have a springiness to it.
Let's do it.
Yeah, so like let me draw this. So like
Trying to image what you're telling me.
so like the drawer up top and then the drawer down below is basically what these will be here. Okay? Okay. So you have this you have this you have the bottom drawer open. So the bottom drawer is open like this, the little handle out, and you reached your hand up and under like this, and you feel something raised and springy right there.
Raised and springy.
Yeah, so like it's sticking out of the wood, and with your fingers on it, you can feel like a little bit of tension when your fingers touch it, and it kind of like it almost springs back, and like it's not like a boing going 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 going, but like if you apply pressure to it, you can. It feels kind of like a button, yes.
I press the button.
Okay. You press the button and you hear you hear a click, like it's a disengage of a mechanism. But you don't see. Do what? Sorry, what'd you say? Oh,
Explode.
oh no, you don't explode. You hear something like click and something shift, but you don't immediately see what that is.
Okay. Do I hear where that came from?
It sounds like it's coming from where you're standing right now, facing this way. It sounds like it's coming from this way, like on to your right.
Mean, like here?
It just like the sound is to your right. So like if you're standing in front of these drawers, you can hear it kind of like to your right.
Over here.
In that direction. Not meaning, yes, it's specifically here, but from your point of view, basically like right here, you hear it to your right.
Okay. I go to the other drawer. Is there? Did I look through all the drawers already?
Yeah, you looked through all the drawers on the other side, and you looked through the drawers on the left side, and that's where you found the button. So something to your right of those left drawers you heard.
Okay. So I head over this way. To the bookcase.
Okay.
Bookcase, yeah. I look. Do I look at the books and everything that are on them?
Nothing seems to have moved in the books. Nothing too important seems to be on the books. They're just a bunch of books about like alchemy, potion brewing, herbalism.
Um,
Some of them are of like geology about rocks. Um,
can I try like pulling the books side, moving them to the sides?
yeah, you kind of move some of the books to the side. You pull them out. You might flip open a few of them. The books seem to be books on a bookshelf.
Okay. I'm look under the desk.
Okay. So you you moved over here, and then you came back over here, and you crawled under the desk. And when you look under the desk, at the top, like under, like where his knees would like hit the top underside of the desk, you notice a slight deviation in the wood, like as if something had released from the wood and is kind of sitting out like a centimeter.
So can I pull it, or just try to joggle it to see
Yeah.
what it is?
So you start messing with it. You get your nails under there, and you pull it, and a little shelf kind of opens up, and sitting on the shelf is a little black box.
Yeah.
Said little black box does as well have metal casings and embroidery on it.
The box. I look at the top, like look at it. I don't open it.
Right, yeah. You look at the top of the box. There it is. You look at the top of the box, and it's got that described Celtic kind of nature weaving vine type design to it, like roots almost.
So kind of impressed with myself. I look at these shelves over here if I see anything.
You look at the shelves. I'm just gonna streamline it. The bookshelves basically are gonna be of no interest to you. The bookshelves specifically.
The dressers, do they have drawers in them?
No, the dressers do not have drawers in them.
Okay. I kind.
And
Okay,
I will say, because you rolled a natural 20 investigating the desk, you do notice that there is some stuff in the scales.
I do.
Yeah.
What's on the scales?
So you walk over to the scales. Again, because of that natural 20, I figured you might as well have just basically understood what was sitting on top of the desk. You notice sitting in the bowl of one of the little scales looks like a little opaque black gem. And I imagine you take said opaque black gem.
I do.
And you have found yourself a piece of obsidian.
Oh, interesting. I'm done with this room.
All right, there's nothing more you want to do in here?
I am going to this door again, do my typical investigation.
Okay. Go ahead and roll. Roll that
Okay.
perception. Dear God. You look through there, and no, you can clearly tell no one's on the other side. Nothing looks too different about the book or about the library. I was going to say the book room. You can tell that there's no one in there.
Okay. Okay, so I tiptoe all the way out.
All right. Do the same roll.
Where's my nice.
As far as you can tell, nothing seems to be any different out there. You don't hear anything through the door. Everything seems fine.
Slip on out.
All right. So you creak the door open and then peer around, and yeah, and fall over. And there's no one out here in the hallway.
I'm gonna go back to this door. Oh,
Okay.
not go inside. And do my little investigation.
All right. Roll a perception check. All right. You look under the door. Looking through there, you again vaguely recall what you remember seeing earlier. The only thing missing is you don't see the boots over here anymore.
Okay, like peer my head in. I mean, like I listen again, make
Okay.
sure. Am I hearing that?
No, you don't hear any contemplative thought. You don't hear much of anything at all except the crackle of the fire.
Okay, I'm gonna slowly go in.
Okay. So as you go in there, you see a room. This one looks like a study. Um, all around the room, there are nice, comfy chairs. There's a bookshelf with some good, interesting looking reads on them. You would surmise.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah, you wouldn't know. You don't read too often. Yet for some reason you grabbed a book.
Hi.
Um,
Oh,
do what?
so, like, I was gonna do something.
Oh, I was just gonna say the general scan of the room. That's what you see.
Oh, okay. What's this device?
Oh yeah, of course. You noticed the obvious device there in the corner. The device, it has a yellow orb in the center, and all around it, it has a few other varying orbs of size. One orb is a mix of blue and green and brown. There's another orb that looks to be kind of a purplish color. Another orb that looks to be a deep red. I think that's all the orbs. Yeah, that's all that this one displays.
Okay. Uh, can you remove? Does it look like they're removable or no?
They look like they could be removed, but they don't look like they're made of any precious
Looks like
material.
cheap. Yeah.
Not necessarily cheap, but I mean, like, it looks more like a an art piece, or a science piece than it
Or
does.
yeah, intact then. You know.
Yeah.
Uh, through the cushions swiftly.
Um. So you look through the cushions. Go ahead and roll me a quick, I don't know, perception check. Why not?
15
16.
plus 5, 6, 5.
Oop.
Eh.
Yeah, you found 3 old smoking pipes.
Nice. 3 silver.
Yeah, 3 silver.
Nice. Okay. Um, head back to this shelf back here because I see a red crystal on top.
Yeah. So your keen thieving eyes noticed the red crystal on the back shelf. It looks of decent size. Again, obviously these are not to scale on here. But it looks like a nice rock, something that would fit in the palm of your hand. You could easily bludgeon someone with it if you want, and it looks like someone has, because it's a nice crimson red.
Oh, beautiful.
It doesn't actually look like blood. You're just kind of like thinking to yourself, if this were actually blood, that would be a nice color. But it's another gemstone that you recognize to be a banded agate or agate. I don't know how it's pronounced.
So my backpack.
Do what? What about your backpack?
Down in my backpack.
Yeah, you stick it in your backpack, no problem. You got it, dude.
Got it.
All right. Anything else you want to do in this room?
I'm assuming these dressers don't have drawers.
Yeah,
either.
no drawers. They're kind of like decorative tables.
So I'm going to go to this door and do my investigation.
All right, roll that investigation or perception. Sorry. All right, 12 plus 6,
I
5.
think it's 5.
All right, so 17. All right, so you You lay down on your belly, and you look through there, and you don't see anyone out in the out on that landing. It looks pretty clear. As you're laying there and listening, suddenly you get startled by the grandfather clock here as it starts tolling, and it begins tolling about it's 11:30 basically is what you understand.
Okay.
So it's 11:30 at night. It's getting later in the day.
Okay. I listen at the door. Well, shoot, I can't because it's ringing.
Well, it
Uh,
just it rang
I mean,
some and then stopped.
I'm listening outside. Do I hear anyone in the foyer?
You don't hear anyone out here, but you do hear some slight snoring.
So I'm gonna slowly creep out. Well, do my peer, and then
Right.
creep
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. You peer out back into the foyer.
Again.
Uh, Out into the foyer. There's no one out here. It's quiet. A lot of the candles are starting to go out. They're dimmed. That sort of thing. It's a good thing you've got dark vision. It does not bother you any.
Okay. Right. And I'm gonna do my peer into this room. Oh, the investigation.
All right. Yeah, go ahead and roll that perception check. But aside from that, you still also you hear the snoring is a little bit louder, and it sounds like it's coming from the other side of this room.
So I rolled a 17.
And you
Basically together.
you look in there and you see some posts right here, some thicker posts over here. What looks to be a stand of some kind over here, and then a solid wooden something over there.
Okay. I'm gonna peer in.
Okay.
My
You begin to peer in. You see immediately a candle stand over here, not lit. It's dark in this room. You start to see a chest without a lid over here, and you start to see a bed frame about right here.
I open it.
All the way?
Well, I slip in before I open it all the way.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a stealth check.
I hope this is good. I
Wow. All right.
Oh no! You said when it matters, I roll fine.
I'm going to roll this die because it's pretty. All right. Now, a 1 is an automatic failure. I just want you to
Yes.
know that. Which
I know.
which also means you start to open the door, and as you start to open the door, you put a little too much pressure on it. You don't expect it to give quite as much, and you stumble in and kind of smack the door. And as soon as you smack it, you hear the snoring kind of go from to, and it suddenly cuts.
Okay.
Okay, so it suddenly cuts out, and at this point, I'm going.
At this point, what?
At this point, I'm going to flip this hourglass and give you 30 seconds.
Okay.
I want you to tell me what you do and how you do it. 1, 2, 3.
Wait, hold on. Do I even see the room?
Yeah, the door's open. You smashed it open. What are you doing?
Nope. Okay. So I slip back out
Okay.
and I head into this room again.
Okay.
Like I do like a steady opening and come in here. I blow out the fire.
You blow out the giant fire there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or smother it
So
with. Okay.
so as you make it to the fireplace, you hear someone go, "Hello? Hello? Is this one of the servants playing a prank on me again? I'll have your head for this, you know." And you hear someone walking out in the hallway. I swear, you all are you're so childish. I can't believe this. And he starts grumbling to himself, and he begins walking this way.
Okay. that and like stumble behind the couch.
All right, you hide in there, and he pushes this door open. And he says, "I swear, if you guys are in here," and he kind of scans the room, and I want you to make a stealth check for me.
Oh my gosh. Where am I?
Okay. So the room is darker now,
Mm,
and he says, Hey, I see you sitting behind that couch. You come out now, or you're fired. You're dead. I swear." And he's basically just standing here. The door's open behind him, but he's standing here in the doorway,
okay.
and he's talking to you. Um, you stay there.
Uh, yeah. So. Uh. Okay. So I creep out to the side and face him. Right here.
You're going to face him.
And I'm gonna use my deception here. I'll be like, yes, it was a prank, but like acting like one of the servants.
Okay.
Or what?
And he looks at you and goes, "Who in the nine hells are you? What are you doing in here?"
Okay. This deception isn't going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
And I'm booking it out this way.
"Hey, you! Stop it!" And he starts to run after you. So what I'm gonna have you do real quick is I'm gonna have you roll initiative. So what you're going to do is you're going to roll a d20. Shoot, I just accidentally opened up Skype. And you're going to add whatever your score is. You're going to add your dexterity modifier. Yep, there's that Skype sound. Let's quit that. There we go. So you rolled an 18. Is that really what you rolled?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So 18 plus 4, that's 22. This guy has no bonus to his modifier. He rolled a 19, so you still go before him. All right, so you make it out the door. He makes it halfway through the room. You can move 30 feet, so that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You can make it to here, or 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, or you can make it to here, whatever you want to do.
I'm over here.
You're going to go over there? All right. So he moves 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He starts rounding the corner as you make it to the door. What are you going to do?
I'm going to... I don't know where my character is. Oh, okay, there it is.
Oh, right. I'm sorry. I had the thing here. Here we go.
Come right here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and he's... wait for him to like open the door, and I have my pouch of flour.
Okay.
I have the flour in my hand.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I wait for him to open the door, and right as he does it, I throw it in his eyes.
Okay. So he's yelling at you. He's saying, "Hey, stop, stop!" And he's starting to make a lot of ruckus. And as soon as he comes out the door, you had your attack prepared. So go ahead and make a. Hold on. Let me find this. I believe it's an unarmed attack, or no, improvised weapon.
Okay.
So let me find what you add to that. But go ahead and roll a d20.
Okay.
What, is there no index? Okay, cool.
9.
That's rogue. You rolled a 9. That's personality and background, criminal. I should really tab this thing now that I have it. Oh look, potion of healing. I found one. Trinkets. Yeah, it's, I think, back here. Is it adventuring gear?
Plus,
Ah, improvised weapons. Okay. But or an unarmed attack. Um, we'll say we'll say plus your strength because you're trying to throw it at him, like up into his face. Um, so strength to get it up where you needed to and make it travel that far.
it'll be a 10.
10. Okay. I think that's what you
Does
had
he have
to
to roll
unarmed anyway.
against that?
No. So his armor class is actually 10. So you hit him and you successfully blind him.
Okay.
So as soon as he runs out the door, he goes, "Hey, you! Stop! What are you?" And then he just gets a face full of flour. Like his mouth was open and everything. It gets in there and it's like starting to get all gummed up. And he's like, and he's coughing and he's having a bad time. But he's blinded. He can't see. He stops right here in the doorway, and he's going to be blinded for one more turn until he can wipe it out of his eyes.
Much is a turn, like movement wise?
A turn would basically be like, so you
By
just
30 feet?
well no, so you just went and or he came out and you did your attack, so it would be your turn. The next turn he would start wiping it away from his eyes. You would have another turn, and then he would be unblinded.
Okay. So do I still have my turn?
Yes. So your turn wasn't throwing it basically this time. You threw it and blinded him. His next turn, he's going to spend wiping away his eyes. So that's what he's starting to do. You have your turn to do something.
I'm gonna, as he's blind, run down to the front.
Okay. You're going to run down to the front and try and go out the front door?
When I looked at the, oh, okay, so this, oh, okay,
Yeah. So you would be down here now.
yes.
All right. So you want to run down here and try and go out the front door? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's see. That would be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yeah, you can make it to here.
Okay. I have another turn before he wipes it off.
Yeah. So he's gonna get it out of his face, and he is now able to see again. And he sees that you're not there, and he goes, "What? Where did you go?" And he just starts screaming and hollering for the other servants.
So I am out here now.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I am. I'm coming out the front.
Okay.
I don't know how many from because there's no squares.
Yeah, so it'd basically be like 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
And does diagonal count as another 5?
Yeah,
Or does it go
you can move
this-
diagonally at 5. In any direction at
Hiding
5.
behind this wall right now?
Okay. Do you intend to run away, or are you going to try and go back in?
I am gone.
You're done? You're out of there?
Yes.
Okay.
As
All right.
unfortunate it is, I know you set this all up for me.
That's all right. You never know what could happen, and you just happen to roll a natural one walking in there, and you woke him up.
Yeah.
And then you rolled really poorly on your stealth check. If you had well, he also rolled really well. He rolled a 19 on that perception check. Granted, honestly, if you hadn't stepped out into the open, you probably could have played like Ring Around the Rosie with him. He wasn't gonna like try and go into the room without knowing where.
I thought you said, "Hey, I see you."
Yeah, he could see like where you were, but if you didn't step out like into the open and be like, "Hi, I'm here," sort of thing, you could have
I
tried
thought
to
you
like
meant,
sneak
like,
away.
he knew, like, saw me. Okay, I don't know.
Yeah, no, he could just like see like there was something over there. So he's like, "Hey, I see you. You come out now." Not a like, "Oh, I see you." Like I know exactly who you are and what you are and what you're doing. Like,
Oh, okay.
yeah, it was just like, "Hey, I see you." But yeah, all right. So you book it out of there, and you're gone. He comes running out to the door and he's screaming, for a guard. And after you book it, let's just say you book it and you make it to uh, the sewer entrance that you had gone in earlier, and you duck under there and you're out of there.
Yes.
Yep. All right. Yeah. So
Darn
okay.
it.
Yeah, that sucks, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, like, I got through a lot of the rooms. I'm surprised I got as far as I did stealthily.
Mm-hmm. You're doing very well. The extra time you took, like in that room, um, sitting there thinking and hiding. Basically, everyone started cleaning up and being done. You could have gone down and looked through like the dining room and the kitchen and the pantry. Everyone was going to go back into their rooms, and
Yeah.
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 But all right,
That flower.
yeah, it's a good thing you did get that flower.
That's smart.
Yeah, that was very smart. I was not expecting you to, like, I knew that's basically what you were intending, but I wasn't expecting you to be like, oh yeah, let me just get a thing of flour and throw it in someone's face later. So that was very improvised and very well done. If anything, I would say you get a point of inspiration.
Inspiration.
Yes. So inspiration is something that you can mark on your character sheet. You can like mark it with a 1 or an X. Let me see if I can find this. Uh, Inspiration. That's
I don't
where
know what's
inspiration.
wrong with the ones in the 20s. It's nothing else.
I don't know. You did pretty well otherwise. All right,
Now
inspiration.
seeing that chest in there just makes me upset.
Inspiration is a rule the dungeon master can use to reward you for playing your character in a way that's true to his or her personality traits, ideal, bond, and flaw. By using inspiration, you can draw on your personality trait of compassion for the downtrodden to give you an edge in negotiating with the beggar prince, or inspiration can let you call on your bond to the defense of your home village to push past the effect of a spell that has been laid on you. Basically, it allows you, it says if you have inspiration, you can expend it when you make an attack roll, saving throw, or ability check. Spending your inspiration gives you advantage on that roll, so that means you roll 2d20s and take the highest.
Okay.
Um, if you have inspiration, you can reward another player for good role playing, clever thinking, or simply doing something exciting in the game. When another player character does something that really contributes to the story in a fun and interesting way, you can give up your inspiration to give that character inspiration.
Yeah, I like what I did.
Yeah, that was very
I mean, like,
clever.
I don't like that it had to go that way, but
Yeah. Honestly, I was expecting you to like try to attack him and subdue him just to like knock him out.
yeah, but I feel like he made too much noise.
It's a big house. You never know.
I wasn't going to risk it.
Yeah, that's
I have
fair.
what I need,
That's
and I'm gone.
that's very fair.
Yeah, and I got a good decent amount of things. Like I got some gems, and I got a
Yeah.
crystal, and I got
Um,
a lot of good money,
yeah.
a ring.
We're not
I
quite done yet though. We're just out of
to go
there.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have you go ahead and go back to the orc and everything. Um,
Do, 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 do.
yeah. So you remember where you saw the entrance in the sewers. You go down there. You take the pathway down to the thieves. Oh yeah. I guess you don't have to go to the tavern because you remember that entrance from the thieves guild.
So, yep.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Yeah. So yeah, no problem. You find your way back. You don't have to go to the rusted nail like you thought you would. Um, go me for circumventing the tavern that I didn't actually create, so that's good.
Yeah.
That was completely unintentional. And you go back to the door that you found. Do you remember the knock?
Knock, knock, and then knock that slides.
I'm sorry, you cut out. What was that again?
Two knocks and a knock that like kind of slides off.
Okay. So you go up to the door and you go knock, knock, and then a knock that slides. And no one answers.
Turn it. Just like smacking myself in the head.
So
Okay.
what do you do?
I just decide I'm gonna do the tavern route.
I mean, you're okay. I was gonna say, I mean, you're already there, but you're right. He could be gone by now. That may not be his room. So yeah, I guess that works. That makes sense. Didn't even think about that. See, this is what taking notes is good for.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, you've heard of the rusted nail. This one you're slightly familiar with. It's in the marketplace, basically where you were earlier that day. So you have to. All right. So you have an option. You can either head back out the way you came back to the nobles district, or you can see about asking someone for directions.
For directions.
You want to ask for directions? I'm going to assume yes because, again, it was cutting out, so I apologize.
Yes, I said yes.
Okay. Yeah, so you ask someone for directions to the market district. They point you down another obscure tunnel. And, you thank them, and I guess you thank them. I don't know if you thank them. Do you thank them?
I just go. No, I don't.
Okay, you don't thank them. You just kind of like... You might grunt and be like, and you keep going. So you head down the tunnel and you end up finding yourself down an alleyway, or not an alleyway. You find yourself coming up, up out of the cellar of a tavern.
Okay.
You end up like traveling down a tunnel. There's a door at the end. You open the door. You go through. There's some. You're in a cellar. There are some wooden stairs. You head up the stairs. You're in a back room, and there's a door that leads out, and you can hear people laughing and talking. There's a band playing, stuff like that.
Yeah.
You just walk through.
Yeah. I just go up to the barkeep.
Okay. Yeah. So you walk through, and the barkeep, the one that's behind the bar, sees the door open and watches you walk out and just kind of like turns his head and looks at you quizzically, and is just very like confused as to why you're walking out of the back room.
Okay.
I didn't have the time to think of a passcode or anything that you could really say in Thieves' Cant to this guy, so I'm just gonna guess that you basically walk up to him and.
Well, I thought it was. I was told to ask for work.
Yeah, Thieves' Cant, the way it works is like Thieves' Cant is a type of jargon, so it's like the way you say things and like what you say with inflection and like certain descriptors that you use to insinuate what you're doing and what you're looking for. So, I mean, yeah, you can go ahead and try it. Just say something. Go for it.
I thought I was just gonna say. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna say I'm looking for work for my toothy friend. From my toothy green friend.
And the barkeep kind of looks at you and goes, he's still looking at you very quizzically, watching this short green goblin walk out of his back room, waltz around to the front of the bar, hop up on a stool, and go,
Hey, I'm looking for work for my short toothy green friend.
Not short.
oh, I'm sorry, for my, my, I was thinking you short,
For my toothy green friend.
and he still kind of looks at you quizzically and then just goes, aye. I know what you'd be looking for. I'll get him
All
for
right.
you. And he walks out from behind the bar and goes upstairs of the tavern. And after like 5 minutes pass, he walks back down, and then he walks back down and says and hands you a key and
Okay.
says, "Go up the stairs. It's gonna be the third door on your left."
And I guess he gives it to me, and I just head on over.
Yep. You go up the stairs, third door on your left, push the key in, and walk on through like you own the place.
Normal,
Right? I'm guessing that's what you do anyway.
usual.
Do what?
I said yes, as usual. I do.
Yes, as usual. Usually you get down on your belly and look under the crack to make sure that there's no one in there. Roll a perception check if you're doing that. All right.
It's just I wanted to see if I'd make more ways to humiliate myself in front of the orc.
Yeah, so you lay down on your belly, you look in there, and actually, let's see.
He's looking back.
um, you don't see any feet immediately in front of you, but you do hear some breathing, and it sounds like it's coming from the other side of the door.
Okay, I open it.
You open the door and you walk through. All right. So you open the door, you walk through,
Yep.
and immediately in front of you, there's no one in front of you. You see a bed, you see a window, you see a bedside table, and then the door slams shut behind you, and you spin around on your heel, and the orc is just standing there, leaning up against the wall. He slammed the door just to spook you.
I just tell him I'll remember that.
little text box pops up. Smeggle will remember that. Oh gosh. Well, my
Okay, does he have anything to say to me?
yeah,
Never mind. Continue.
he's just leaning up against the wall and he's looking stern. He goes, "Well, my little green friend, you got what we were looking for."
Hey, ruffle through my bag, and I'm looking at him. I was like, you know, I actually say that.
All I heard was, "You know."
Okay, I said I start ruffling through my bag, and you know what? And then I said it. I say no, never mind. I'm not going to say it.
So you start ruffling through your bag. You look up at him and go, "You know what? Never mind." That's what you say?
Yeah, basically.
Okay. And he kind of looks at you and smirks, and I think he kind of you think he kind of understands what you were trying to say. I take it you pull it out and hand it to him.
No, I pull it out and I kind of have my hand over top of it.
Okay.
Okay.
So he looks at you. He sees you pull it out, and you see his eyes like they get a little bit wider and like brighten. Like he's obviously visibly excited the fact that you have the box, and so he reaches his hand out and says, "My friend, you're a lot more skilled than I thought you were. Thank you." And he has
I
his hand
put my
extended.
hand out like a stop hand, like I push out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't push his hand. I'm like, hold on a sec.
All right.
And I say, does this give me an in to the Thieves Guild?
The orc retracts his hand, crosses his arms, and very like he's obviously he's taller than you, and he kind of like lifts his chin and looks down his nose at you, and just kind of eyes you for a moment. And doesn't say anything. He just he kind of stares at you.
And then I'm like, well, I don't know. Is this box really worth it then? Like given to you? Do you hear me or no?
Yeah, I heard you. He just shakes his head and goes, "My friend, what you've done today has earned you a place among the thieves. And he again extends his hand, but this time instead of like expecting you to put the box in his hand, he extends it more like a handshake.
Okay. I guess I hesitantly had like hand. Well, not with the box in my hand, but the other hand.
Right.
Shake his hand.
So as you reach out to shake his hand, he doesn't like pull his hand back, but he sees that you're doing it, so he kind of gets ready to shake your hand. But instead of just grabbing your hand, he grabs you by the forearm and he clasps you at the forearm and shakes your hand like that.
This isn't your first. I'm guessing this is your first time doing this, isn't it?
He. You understand what I'm talking about, though, right? Like, it's not just a handshake. It's like as if he were helping you up, like that kind of brothers in arms, like grabs you by the arm sort of
okay.
handshake.
I thought you meant like he like clumsily like grabbed my arm.
No,
Like,
no. Yeah,
my hand. I was like, what are you doing?
yeah, no, a brothers in arms handshake type thing.
I do that then.
Okay.
I'll say that. Then.
I was about to say, I don't know if I quite explained that right.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, yeah. So he said, so yeah, he shakes your hand, and he goes, "Now, my friend, if you don't mind, can I have my box, please?"
And as I'm giving it to him, I'm like, so what's so important about this box?
His
Giving
face.
it to him as well, like he has it in his hand as well as mine.
All right, so he's holding on to it, and he doesn't quite pull it away yet, but he's holding it there, and he looks you dead in the eye, and he says, very somber, very sobering, and he says, "This, my little green friend, this little box contains a lot of power. It contains a lot of authority. It's something that can save us if we need it to. You have done the Thieves Guild. No. You have done the world, this city, a great amount of good today."
I give it to him, and I say, "Screw the world. What have they done for me?"
And as he takes it and he kind of like folds it under his arm, he's holding it there, kind of like cradling it, almost like a football, kind of, but more just like holding it to himself. He says, "Well, the world brought you and I together this morning and gave you some riches tonight, and it gave a lot of people some hope tomorrow. I'd say the world's doing you one good today."
Under my breath for first.
And oop.
I spontaneously combust.
No, I was just gonna say he doesn't hear that. He just kind of he's still looking very sobered and looking at you, and then he nods and says, "Thank you again. I look forward to seeing you around. Maybe we'll work on a heist or two. But until then, you should meet me in the Thieves Guild for your initiation later."
And I'm like, okay, one thing, can you show me that knock again?
And he looks at you funny again, like he cocks his head to the side, and he's just like, "What?" And then it dawns on him, and he laughs and goes, "It's very simple." He leans up against the door and just drops his hand down to to his waist, and he knocks and he goes, 1, 1, 2, 1, rasp.
Rasp, like,
Yeah, the sliding knock, the one rasping knock.
okay, so 1, 1, 2, rasp.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah,
I knew it was like
you
two.
you forgot the one knock, which is why I was laughing.
Okay.
All right. So that pretty much ends it. I mean, basically, you can. I won't have you roleplay or anything going to the Thieves Guild and trying to sell the trinkets you got. If anything, we'll just tally it up, and yeah, I'll show
So
you.
can I use the Thieves Guild as a, I guess, a fence for like anything I get?
Yeah. Once you already have a contact basically in the Thieves Guild. That's how you were able to get your own freedom, by fencing stuff to them. So you're able to find that person and fence them off. But once you become a full initiate of the Thieves Guild, you will actually be able to utilize them for a few other resources as well. Not just fencing, but they've got some other ways that they can help you out. And actually, as you start to head out of the orcs room, he goes, "Oh, and by the way, you might want to lay low for a while."
I say, yeah, I just got done teaching a servant a lesson,
Did you say a baking lesson?
baking lesson.
And he kind of shakes his head side to side and then shuts the door as you walk out of as you walk out of his room. And that's pretty much the end.
Caught on what I was talking about. But
Well, he was basically just saying, wait, I didn't catch on what you were talking about?
on. I might want to lay low for a while.
Right.
And I said, yeah, because I just got done teaching a servant, the steward, a baking lesson.
Okay, yeah. Well, he was more just
Like
he was more just shaking his head at the fact that you kind of like alluded to having been like seen at one point.
Yeah, I mean, so
I
got the job done.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, no, he's very thankful for that. He hasn't heard what happened yet. He will tomorrow, and he'll probably laugh at it once he understands the joke.
Okay.
But as of right now, he has no idea that you threw flour in some guy's face. Like, you came and found him immediately. Word hasn't really traveled that fast yet.
Yeah.
So. But yeah. So. I'm going to go ahead and reveal all that is hidden.
First, there's something dying inside me. What the heck is that cloth thing you talking about?
Oh yeah, the cloth. Okay, there's actually a few things that I'm a little upset that you didn't go for. So when you were investigating the vanity, and you rolled that critical miss.
Okay, the vanity, yes.
Yeah, I mentioned that you were digging through. You found like a hairbrush. You found a little tin with like a cotton thing in it, and then you also found a piece of cloth that you just kind of looked at and kind of was like, and threw away. And then you found the wig. Yeah. The piece of cloth was a silk embroidered handkerchief that you could have sold.
Okay.
And that's why when you got the natural
I wasn't
20.
paying attention to that, I guess.
Yeah, that's why when you got the natural 20 there, I was like, the cloth reminds you of something that you really recently discovered.
Okay. Yeah, I understand it. Okay, it's not as important as I thought.
Yeah, no, it was embroidered cloth that was worth where is it? Master bedroom. 3 gold.
Okay, that's decent.
Yeah. One of the other things that you missed, the skull that was in here.
Yeah.
It was a bronzed skull that you could have sold for how much did I say? Library. I didn't say. It was probably going to be about like 10 gold. Just because it was a large chunk of bronze that they could have melted down into like a bronze ingot of some kind.
I was hesitant of taking it because it was big and bulky, I thought.
It would have definitely been a little bit bigger and bulkier, but it was an item that you could have taken.
Okay.
The scroll that you found on there, as well, it was a magical scroll of identify.
Oh, okay. I was assuming some of these scrolls were magic scrolls.
Yeah. The vial that you didn't pull out of here was another potion that you could have used. It was a potion of invisibility.
It's probably what that face was.
That's what the
It was
book.
like invisibility.
Yeah, that's what the book was alluding to. Was that it was an invisibility? Like he was learning how to make invisibility potions.
I was truly thinking that's what that potion was.
Yeah,
But I just didn't. Darn it! If I had that and I
Yeah.
knew what it was,
Yeah, you could have drank that in here,
yeah.
and he would have came in and tried looking for you, and he would not have found you.
Darn it.
He probably would have thought it was just his imagination playing tricks on him, or that it was another servant.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why when you didn't take it, I was like, "Are you sure? Are you positive?" Like I was so surprised. I was like, "I can't believe you didn't take that."
Yeah, I was kind of hesitant because like you said, I don't know much. I wasn't sure if it would be like poison, and also because you said like the clanking of the bottles. I
Yeah.
don't. I have the potion and that with me, which would make it clank when I move.
Well, here's another thing that you can always learn to do. There's a lot of stuff that you can try and improvise in the game. It's not just simple mechanics of like, oh, it's going to make a lot of noise no matter what. You could have
You know, like
tried.
wrap a cloth around it.
Yeah, you could have tried wrapping a cloth around it. In fact, that's what was over here was a linen closet. You could have grabbed. You could have tried finding like some clothes or something out of that, or if you made it down to the servants' entrance, there was some clean laundry in there that you could have like wrapped a shirt around it or something. Put it in a pillowcase. I don't know.
Yeah.
There was actually nothing inside the steward's room. You would have found like if you had started rummaging through stuff and he didn't hear you, you would have found like maybe a gold piece or two because he's a steward. He's a little bit higher esteem of a servant than the rest of them.
Oh, okay.
The linen closet just had fine cloths in it that you could have collected. Yeah, so let's see all the things that you missed here.
Let's look at your failure.
So you missed the embroidered silk handkerchief out of the master bedroom. The potion flask and the potion of minor invisibility are the same thing. If you had picked it up, I would have given you this one, and then after you drank it, I would have told you what it was. Or if you had it, identified it anyway, or made a high enough intelligence check based off of finding the book and the other thing, you could have figured out what it was too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's the fine cloths. The parlor, you never grabbed the small painted vase.
That the urn.
Yeah, that was the urn over here. The servants' room, the first one that you came across, actually, it was this one right here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when you went into this one and then you were coming out, the guy that was in here actually left. When you saw 4 pairs of boots, you saw his boots like right here, and then you saw the boots up against the bed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's what I was kind of worried that I was seeing was a pair of boots. That's why I would listen.
Yeah. But when you came back out here, you just completely ignored it after watching the guy leave, and I was like, well, guess he's not going in there. But yeah.
But what's with this other guy here?
He was one of the other servants that was just roaming about the house. You never saw him. Just like you never saw either of these two. But yeah, actually in here under the pile of clothing was the chalice.
Golden chalice.
Yeah, so it's actually a copper chalice, but that's what you missed out of the servants' room. In the library, yeah, you missed the unidentified scroll, which is the scroll of identify. And then you never even went into the dining room.
Plates and stuff moving. So
Yeah, and that's because they were cleaning up and then resetting the table for show at the end of the night. So there were actually 2 servants in here at one point doing that. If you had stayed in here any longer when you were in the kitchen, one of them was going to walk in. But you left literally right before they started coming in. But if you had ever gone in here, you would have seen all the plates and stuff laid out, and you would have been able to get another copper chalice, which is sitting at the head of the table there, as well as some silver cutlery, which, depending on how much of the cutlery you decided to get, depending on how much money you got from it, and as well increase the amount that you would jingle more.
okay, I don't feel like I did so bad now.
Yeah, I mean, you missed some things and you missed some really good things. such as the scroll and the potion. Um, but aside from that, no, yeah, you cleaned out most of it. You picked up a good bit. Let's actually look at what you got. Um, so you got. Well, you can go ahead and keep those in there. I'm gonna give you the coin for the stuff that you got. So read off one of the things that you got.
Okay, okay, a translucent green gem.
All right, so that was back in the parlor.
Yeah, cryo praise. Or praise.
All right. Where's that small pouch of yours? Let me get that real quick just to make sure I'm adding that up right. Yep. Okay. Oh, I just reset my camera. That was not good.
Much it fetched?
Do what?
15 gold.
Yeah. So it was 15 gold. So actually, I'm just gonna do it this way, so that way you can just add everything all together because this will be easier. So the small chrysoprase was 15 gold. Let's see, what else did you get? You didn't go in the dining room. Um,
Uh, um, Hard bone statue.
uh, Let me find it. Ah, yes. Carved bone statue. Where is that? That one was worth 10 gold pieces.
Oh.
Let's see. A small golden ring was 25 gold pieces. The banded agate or agate, where is that? There it is. Was 10 gold pieces.
And this black obsidian.
Right.
Piece of obsidian.
The obsidian is likewise 10 gold pieces. You no longer have the ornate wooden box. You got rid of that. The smoking pipe, that was just something I threw in for flavor and wasn't actually there. But you would, if you wanted to sell it, you could probably sell it for about 15 silver pieces or 50 silver pieces. Actually, it's old and it's wooden. You're gonna be lucky if you get about, and it's used. That's the other thing. It's not gilded or anything. It's an old wooden.
What's for me?
Yeah,
It's my smoking pipe now.
yeah. I would say that it probably wouldn't even fetch a price. I was thinking that it was like some trinket of some sort that he had in his desk. And I remembered, no, it's an old wooden pipe he's been smoking for years. I can't remember. Did I give you the gold from the small lockbox? I think I did. Yeah, because you took it out, so I gave that to you, and that's in the pouches. So you no longer have that. So let's get this calculator out. So you have 7 gold coins in your pouch, plus 15 from the cryopraise, 10 from the bone statue, 25 from the ring, 10 from the obsidian, and 10 from the agate. So that's 77 gold pieces.
Awesome.
So add that to whatever you currently have.
Oh, is that total what I have?
That is total in gold what you have.
77 total.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, actually, hold on. You started off with some money too.
I thought the pack gave me 16, but I'm
Yeah.
not sure if that means anything.
So that's 77 plus 16. So total you would have 93.
Yeah.
You have 93 gold right now. And then I gave you all the silver and the copper that you discovered along the way, so you have an additional 24 silver and 40 copper coins.
And how much did you say copper?
40.
40.
Yeah, 24 silver, 40 copper.
Okay.
So we have all that, and you have a small pouch, no longer full of flour still, a satchel of jerky, an old wooden smoking pipe, and a potion of healing now.
Potion of healing. Empty pouch.
Yeah.
Days of jerky, you said.
Yeah, 10 days of jerky. So you
One
can
wooden pipe.
so you
Empty
can
pouch.
so you can put like 10 rations.
Okay. That's fine. Okay.
Do what?
Okay.
I'm sorry, dude. You cut out again.
I said okay.
Okay. Yeah. So please take a look at the beautiful table that I have here. Please do.
Beautiful table.
Yeah. Zoom in on that thing.
Gorgeous.
Every single one of those things was placed individually.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah. The 3 tables, all the chairs, all the food, all the cups, all the candles, all the plates.
That's what I felt bad about, is that I didn't get to see everything.
Yeah, that's fine. I knew it was going to happen. But it was one of those things where it's like, I want to make sure you if you do explore it, you do see it.
Okay. Wait.
And the kitchen, like that ox is not actually part of the table.
Kerfuffled about this.
What about it?
Lead up to.
That doesn't lead up to anything. So this one goes up, this one goes down.
Down. It looks like there's an imprint of one already going down.
So that's this one right here. If you were to lay them over top of each other, one goes up, goes around a landing, and comes up those stairs to this hallway. And then if you were to go down, you go down this way. And then it brings you essentially this way. So it's just a stairwell.
Yeah. It just looks like it's going up. That's all.
Yeah, no, this would have been a stairwell down.
Okay.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Another way that you could have gotten in was there's a servant entrance over here.
Okay.
And I alluded to that when you didn't see someone come out the front doors, but saw the person kind of walk around this way earlier in the day.
I was kind of really looking at the hatch.
Yeah. Yeah, the hatch was to the cellar, which gets you right up inside into here. And then this guy, once he was done, he walked in here and started putting stuff on the shelves. And then after that, he ended up going and helping out here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Were you moving them every turn I took?
Not every turn, but I was moving them every, like, if you spend enough time in a room, I would rearrange them. If you went and explored a few rooms consecutively, I would rearrange them. I just kind of, like, based it off of feel.
If you spent like 10 minutes in a closet just thinking about cloth.
Yeah. Like, if you had spent any more time in there, I was going to move this guy from here out into the hallway. And then if you spent any more time, it was going to be over here by the door and then just leaving.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, I was kind of thinking it was kind of dumb of me not to wait until, like,
The middle of the
everyone
night.
was in bed.
Yeah.
The thing, what I was worried about is the master being there.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I said that he was gone for a week. He was going to be gone for the week.
Oh, okay. I must have missed that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the orc said that you were in luck because the master was going to be gone for a week. He was not actually in the house. That's what the steward was there for. He was keeping an eye on everything.
I understand now.
Yeah.
Movement, if it was like the middle of the night.
Yeah, with everyone sleeping, it would have been harder to get like into these doors. but you practically would have had free reign of the house. I don't know if I may have brought like one person out to like walk down to the kitchen to get a midnight snack at some point, but that would have been about it.
Wow.
It would have been just a matter of you not making enough noise to wake someone up somewhere.
And, my failure wasn't really that, it was poor in more just horrible roll.
Yeah, I mean, you did just about everything I expected you to. Like, I knew that if you were gonna roll badly, I was gonna make the guy roll a perception check. Actually, I think he rolled a 4 when he was laying in bed, and because you rolled a 1, he heard you hit the door. If you had rolled above a 4, if you had rolled a 5 or higher, and if it weren't the 1, if you had rolled a 2 plus all your stuff, you would have been fine. But because it was the
Yeah.
1, because it was that critical fail, that was the failure that got you there. And then, like I said, you could have ran like maybe this way, and then like ran down into one of these, or down the stairs, or anything. Like you could have just tried to go any which way out of there. You could have run straight down the stairs if you wanted. And he was going to come out here and just like kind of look around, and he was going to check this room, and then if he didn't see you, which he rolled high on a perception check, he was going to leave and then like go look over here and look over the railing, and he would have been alert, and he would have been wandering around, and you wouldn't have known where he was. You would have had to have been stealthy again to try and like sneak by him to get out of there. But he wasn't going to just be flat out like, I'm on your tail all the time, I know exactly where you are.
I was really hoping on my deception, but because you said that a lot of the or masters or whatever have goblin slaves,
Yeah, some of them do. Um,
but I didn't know that this one might not have them.
yeah.
So,
And because you didn't see everyone else, you didn't know that there wasn't another goblin. The other thing was you were talking to the steward, who knows all of the other servants, who would know if they
Oh,
hired a
servant.
goblin. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is one of the only reasons why I didn't have you roll, is because he would have known there was not going to be a goblin walking around in their house at
You
night.
should have let me roll in case I got a 20. Like saying I smooth talk this thing to perfection. But
That would have been a very hard one to weasel out of. You would have had to have deceived him and then persuaded him, and that would have been very difficult.
for the first day of my job,
But
I
yeah.
was just taken from the Bogart village.
But yeah, I think altogether, let's see, if you had gotten everything, you would have gotten 15 plus 5. I'm just looking at all the items that you could have taken, plus another 5,
Oh,
plus another 5, plus 10, plus 25, plus 10, plus 3. What are you tossing around? Oh, all the gold coins? Yeah.
in the copper.
Plus another 10, plus another 10.
Were you streaming this?
No, I've just been recording it. And I still
Oh,
am.
okay.
It's just for posterity's sake. I'm still recording it. Excluding all of the like the change that you found in various rooms and like through various closets and stuff, you would have gotten 98 gold and,
Okay.
and 80 silver.
Okay. I don't feel too bad now.
98 minus... Yeah, you got pretty much like everything else. You missed the 2 chalices.
Which would they go for?
What's that? The chalices? They go for 5 gold apiece.
I mean, I feel like I got the big items. Like,
Yeah, you did. You got a lot of the really good items. The only things that you really missed out on was the potion of invisibility and the scroll of identify. Those
Yeah.
those were like the crowning jewels that I was like, oh, when he sees this, he's got to be like, all right, well, I'm gonna just pocket it because why not? Um, so
And
you
I don't.
yeah, and then you didn't. I was like, all right. So you got 75 out of the potential 98, 80. So that's not bad. That's not bad at all. I'm sorry, you actually got bonus gold because I initially didn't have anything written down for you stealing from the butcher.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I had nothing there for you to steal from the butcher. And then I was like, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna let him steal from the butcher. Why not? And then I rolled randomly for it too. I just rolled to see what you would get, and yeah, you got a good bit of money from that.